So is it over in the West? I mean, did we essentially crown a de facto NBA champ last night? Questions for the NBA's roving expert. He is our version of the player analyst, most recently with the Suns, but now sitting here with me, Jalen Rose. And Jalen, this trumps yesterday's Michigan M on the jacket. Explain what it is I'm seeing here.
Well, actually, I'm a Detroit native, big-time Tigers fan, and dedicate this to the current Tigers as well as the past Tigers. Guys like Chet Lemon, who dived at first base.
All right, Chet Lemon, a little Trammell, a little
Whitaker, Gibson,
all right, good.
Dave Rosemore, Dan Petrie.
It looks good. I want him back tomorrow. Let's see. Let's see. We got a long week. All right, so we've seen this. We've heard it all postseason long. The Spurs, a professional team, a team with the championship pedigree. They show it, especially in the fourth quarter, especially from Manu Ginobili last night. Why so successful for them in these moments?
San Antonio Spurs have been there, done that. And when you talk about their team, you talk about a championship pedigree. But more important, you talk about guys who don't get too high when things go great, do not get too low when things go bad. So from that, they become a frustrating team to play against. No, they don't make big-time quotes to become locker room material for the other team. They just get out there, they play tough defense. They're the #1 ranked defense in the league. And when teams play tough defense, it eventually gets under your skin.
And that's what Tim Duncan did last night, not clicking offensively, but it was defense and rebounding from him late that really helped carry the day. What'd you think of his performance?
Yes, I thought he had a great performance. I saw a lot of people talking about Tim Duncan had an off night. Well, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 5 blocks, controlling the paint, still holding Memo Okoro down. I think he's doing an amazing job. And his team is up 3-1.
And you mentioned just one of the guys maybe getting in the heads now, inside the heads of these Jazz players. They lose at home for the first time in the playoffs, but they really sort of lose their cool in the end. What did you see happening there?
They lost their cool, kind of like the Golden State Warriors did when they were playing against the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz seemed like a more professional, more polished team. It's the same thing when you go against San Antonio, just on another championship type of level. And that's unfortunate. Derek Fisher's a champion, and I think he kind of lost his cool. Jerry Sloan's a great coach. He lost his cool, but that's what the San Antonio Spurs, especially Manu Ginobili, he can do to you because he throws his body around. He's a versatile player. He plays at the three-point line. He penetrates a lot to the basket, and he's the kind of guy that can get under your skin. And he makes plays, 11 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, that would get under my skin if I was a Jazz player right now. Win or lose, and it seems a lot of people think they're going to lose now, but win or lose, this postseason may be remembered as Darren Williams' coming out party, much like maybe Dwayne Wade a year ago. Another 25-10 night for him, sick as a dog. At this point, what's separating him from most point guards?
What's separating Darren Williams, first off, is the opportunity. During the regular season, you make a name for yourself. And so to all you young point guards and young players out there, in the postseason, you make history. And that's what Darren Williams is doing. He's out there averaging 30 points, 10 rebounds against the San Antonio Spurs.
Against Bruce Bowen, by the way.
An amazing job. He's a big guard, and he plays the percentage. He's not just a point guard out there jacking up shots or throwing the ball in the stands and getting assists and points. He's playing efficient. He's playing effective. And this is also a coming-out party for Carlos Boozer. So watch for those guys to see their jersey sales go up.
And Mark Jackson said it perfectly last night. Darren Williams plays like he's listening to an iPod the whole time. It really is amazing to watch him handle the ball. Meanwhile, what Utah could not do last night, the Cavs will attempt to hold serve against the Pistons at home. Finally got the fourth quarter from LeBron they'd hoped for. What do you think he was doing differently from in Game 3 from Game 1 and 2?
He was just making plays. And at the end of the day, he was a closer. He made the big-time shot at the end of the game. Tremendous play down the lane where he dunked over to Rasheed Wallace. But the bottom line is LeBron James is going to come to play every game. It's about his supporting cast. Is Daniel Gibson going to step up and knock down 3 3-pointers tonight? Is Ilgauskas going to give him double-figure points? Is Drew Gooden going to give him double-figure points and rebounds? Is Varejao going to give him double-figure points and rebounds? If those supplemental guys play well, especially without Larry Hughes, it's going to be a tight game.
Another question is Chauncey Billups, the Pistons all-star point guard, going to have 5 or 6 or 7 turnovers like he has in these first 3 games. Has this been Cleveland's D on him, or is it something else?
It's Cleveland's D, and I think Mr. Big Shot will tell you that as well as Rip Hamilton. You got to give the Cleveland Cavaliers a lot of credit. When you're in the Final Four of the NBA, you had the best 4 teams playing, regardless of how they got there. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, since they're a great rebounding team, they clean the backboard. It's hard to score against a team like that. But look for Chauncey to break out tonight and look like the Mr. Big Shot that we've grown accustomed to loving without the 6 turnovers, especially without Larry Hughes out there to defend him.
And Rip Hamilton can't quite get it going. They really do need him. They rely on him down the stretch. What does he need to do differently?
Detroit runs a time and efficient offense. Single doubles on the baseline for Rip Hamilton that allow him to get into the paint. He's a great mid mid-range shooter. He stays in shape in the offseason, so in turn, he's ready for these positions right now, late in the season, to run his guy and get his guy tired. So look for Rip Hamilton, the all-star guard, as well as Chauncey Billups to have big-time games tonight.
All right, Rip Hamilton will not have, it appears, Larry Hughes to chase around the court tonight. Cleveland coach Mike Brown saying extremely unlikely he'll be there. He tore the plantar fascia in his foot. They were here a year ago against Detroit without him. They won every game that they had to play without him. Now it looks like Daniel Gibson, Eric Snow. What do you see Cleveland doing here to replace Hughes?
The reason Sasha Pavlovich got into the starting lineup is why? They weren't satisfied with Damon Jones. They weren't satisfied with Eric Snow as the point guard. And even Daniel Gibson, being a rookie, they wanted to bring him around slow. So that gives them one less body in the backcourt that they're really going to miss coming tonight's game.
Daniel Gibson filling it up, especially for a rookie. What can you say about him, especially here in the postseason?
I really like him. He has nice quickness. He has a real good handle. He's playing good defense when guys try to post him up. He has quick hands. He's aggressive. And he seems fearless, especially in the fourth quarter, knocking down big shots.
All right.
And LeBron James says he wants him out there. So, young fella, I'm going to tell you a secret. Call your agent. LeBron James said that he needs you out there. Get a new contract.
Wow, yeah, the millions. I think those are cash registers we hear. All right, stick around, Jalen. Not every day, after all, you've got Jalen Rose as a captive audience. When we get back, we're going to go big picture around the association, get his thoughts on a possible Kobe trade, and whether the Pacific Northwest gain of Odin and Durant might be a loss for the NBA. You're going nowhere.